So we have moved on to the honourable member from Brantford Brant.
Thank you, Chair. And I'd like to state at the outset I'll be sharing my time with the member for Kamloops Thompson Caribou and the member for Regina Capel. To the Minister, through you, Chair, how much is your gun grab going to cost Canadians?
The Honourable Minister has 14 seconds on the clock.
Use of terminology, and what I would say is that when you put a national freeze on handgun sales through a bill like C-21, what you're doing is keeping victims safe.
Honourable member from Brantford Brant.
Which all he wants. The fact of the matter is, the question is very relevant. How much is the gun grab going to cost Canadians? For the second time, Minister.
The Honourable Minister has 10 seconds.
The better question is how much is not addressing gun violence costing Canadians in terms of their mental health and their physical health.
The Honourable member from Brantford Brant.
Canadians are being denied the opportunity of hearing from Canada's chief legal officer, so I will supply the answer to Canadians because clearly the minister does not want to provide clarity, transparency, accountability on the issue. The answer is $40 million. How many guns has your government collected so far?
The Honourable Minister has 24 seconds on the clock.
Mr. Speaker, what we're putting in place through bills like C-21 and through funding allocations that member voted against is the tools in the hands of the CBSA and in terms of the RCMP to interdict guns and gun trafficking to get them out of the hands of criminals and people that would do harm in our country.
The Honourable member from Brantford Brant.
So difficult for Canada's chief legal officer to be honest with Canadians, so I'm going to ask the question again. How many guns has the Government of Canada collected so far?
The Honourable Minister of Justice has 10 seconds.
What I would say in terms of transparency is that the member opposite's voting record includes voting against $83 million in funding through supplementary estimates B that would help with gun and gang violence in this country.
The Honourable member from Brantford Brant.
So I'll ask the question again, very slowly, because clearly the minister has great difficulty understanding the question. What's the number? How many guns have been collected, Minister?
And questions would be posed through the chair, not directly to members. And I'd also remind members, all members please, is to wait for their name to be recognized before taking the time. It does cut off of the time that they have to respond. The Honourable Minister has 16 seconds to reply. The Honourable Minister has 16 seconds to reply.
What I would just underscore is that with respect to Bill C-21, what it also includes are red flag and yellow flag provisions, which, as a former Crown, the member opposite will appreciate, will help keep people safe through an emergency weapons prohibition order to immediately remove a firearm for up to 30 days from an individual who may pose a danger to themselves or others, such as the member's constituents in Brantford Brant.
The Honourable member from Brantford Brant.
Again, it's incumbent upon the opposition to provide Canadians with transparency on this particular question. The answer is zero, to no surprise. Next question, through you, Chair. How many guns off the streets will $40 million collect?
Thank the Honourable member from Brantford Brant. The Honourable Minister has 15 seconds.
Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chair, I just want to underscore that in Bill C-21, again, which this member voted against, it actually proposed to increase maximum penalties from 10 to 14 years of imprisonment for firearms-related offences, including firearms smuggling and trafficking, which is a pressing issue not just in his riding but everywhere around the country.
The Honourable member from Brantford Brant.
Clearly doesn't understand the question, so perhaps I'll rephrase it. $40 million. How many guns will that collect, Minister?
Honourable Minister, point of order from the Honourable member from Kingston and the Islands.
At least the fourth time that the member is directing his questions directly at the minister and asking a question and saying minister or saying you or your. Perhaps the chair could remind the member of the rules and that all questions need to be asked through the chair.
The Honourable member does appreciate that and heard the intervention. The Honourable Minister still has 9 seconds on the clock to respond to the member from Brantford Brant.
I'll go fast, Mr. Speaker. What the Bill C-21 will also do is improve the ability of CBSA to manage inadmissibility to Canada when foreign nationals commit firearms-related offences upon entry into this country.
The honourable member to Brantford Brant, and this is not counting against it, but I just want to let him know that he has 48 seconds left on the clock.
Just the number through you, Chair.
The honourable minister, 2 seconds.
The number of women potentially that are going to be safeguarded through
The honourable member from Brantford Brant.
Through you, Chair, will you confirm that your plan will take guns from licensed, law-abiding hunters and anglers and not illegal guns used to commit crimes?
The honourable minister has 9 seconds.
What I say that we are targeting is things like trafficking of guns and border controls. Those are the very specific provisions that the member voted against.
The honourable member from Brantford Brant, very brief question.
Why is the minister, through you, Chair, attacking licensed, law-abiding hunters and anglers?
Equally brief answer, the honourable minister.
Speaker, Mr. Chair, with all due respect, when you vote against $83 million to control the flow of illegal drugs across our border, you're not targeting licensed owners.